King of Champions, the last one's done in his Cuban. He does the job that he needs to do and get that fight on the exit. Absolutely brilliant.
We just witnessed the greatest moment in WoW's history as an esport. It was absolutely incredible.
Overcome the biggest team to win the Intel Extreme Masters.
Alright everyone, we are back to the 4th game of Intel Extreme Masters Asia. This is Kelly and we are on Delta Quadrant with TotalBiscuit.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, you can see right here Loner in the red trunk spawning at the northeast end of the map. He is playing Terran versus his opponent, MOOnGLaDe, in the purple trunks, playing Zergs spawning to the northwest of this particular map. So, Kelly, as our analyst, what would you say about these opening spawn positions?
Well, once again, it's close position. This probably would not be how you want to be caught with a Terran player. As you can see, the natural is right here, and the Terran is spawning just right here, which means he can do, you know, Helion run-bys really easily. But the thing is, Loner goes for mostly, you know, marine opening. So we see MOOnGLaDe decides to fast expand, which I think maybe this round here want to go for 14 extractor and 14 pool.
Yeah, it's a little safer in terms of the actual build, considering how close it is, and it really is very close indeed. It could be absolutely devastating if his expansion is attacked, but it looks like he's going for it anyway. You can tell by the minimal count and the double drone coming out right here for MOOnGLaDe. One scout, and the other, of course, will be turned into an expansion. That's been seen by Loner, so Loner's response, I imagine, will be the same as it always is, which is maybe that double barracks opening.
Well, you have to remember that these two players are really good, because GLaDe actually won the SEA qualifier, and Loner won the China and Taiwan qualifier. And Loner, I think he did a really convincing 2-0 win against Sen, which is from Fnatic, you know.
Yeah. The fact that you can do a 2-0 against Sen is a big freaking deal, folks. There's no question about that. So it is something that you do need to keep an eye on. But we are seeing a double barracks opening right here from Loner. It has been scouted very early by MOOnGLaDe. MOOnGLaDe's response, of course, he's going to have to rely pretty much on his drones and hopefully a spine crawler. Spawning pool is on the way, but Marines are already on the field right here for Loner, and they will be, by the looks of it, going straight over there.
Yeah, not sure if he would try to do a bunker contain this time, but Loner is like, okay, you know what, last round I probably was either overconfident or too careless and not being careful enough. This round I'm just gonna go for the opening that I'm most comfortable with, which is, you know, 2 Rex opening.
Whoa, okay. This is interesting. Pulling an awful lot of drones off the line right there for a bit of patrol, looking out for that bunker. Going to get a little bit of mining in Wildcat. He doesn't want to cripple his economy so early on. Spinecrawler on the way up, and of course 8 Zerglings being spawned immediately. Oh, SCVs all the way off the line. This is all-in situation, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. No question about that. That is a ton of SCVs coming across the map. His economy is pretty much in a bad state as a direct result of that. Pulling all the way off. It's going to be drones versus that Spinecrawler's not even going to get up by the looks of it. In come the Zerglings from the back. SCV's beating on the Spinecrawler. Spinecrawler might in fact get up, but he's rushing the drone count right there. And the... Ah, no, that is just unpleasant. Zerglings brutalized right there by Loner. Spinecrawler is looking to get up, but it's not even getting a couple of shots off before it gets dealt with at this point in time.
Well, you have to remember that this is the last round. Loner really has to win this. He decides to pull his SCV back. And his economy is... I mean, oh my god, his economy is actually even because he has Muse. I almost forgot that he is Terran, but no, that's not the point. The thing is, he tried to do like an all-in push, and if that took down the economy, the expansion and the spine crawler of GLaDe, he would have been able to take down the expansion of GLaDe, and that would have put him in front. So I wouldn't actually penalize him for that. But that was
certainly not. There's no question about it.
A little bit.
It was risky.
Yeah,
that was certainly impetuous. But the thing is, Loner is actually still ahead in terms of harvesters right now. Because bear in mind that he did kill quite a lot of drones. MOOnGLaDe was forced to use those drones to defend, which meant that he threw them away right there, which meant that they weren't mining anything. And Loner now have a very, very strong economic advantage, and he's going to take advantage of that by building as many Marines. And once again, look at that. That's a massive pull off the line of Loner. He's going to give it a second try. This time, however, MOOnGLaDe is more prepared for it. He does have 20 Zerglings on the field, and he's just popped a Queen out as well. And he does have a Spinecrawler. Admittedly, it is fairly badly injured.
Well, here comes the push, but you can see he doesn't have Bailing right now, so it's going to be really difficult for him to actually come up against this early Marine aggression. Here comes, he tries to go for a surround with the drone and the Zerglings.
Oh, that is a massacre, ladies and gentlemen. The spine crawler's actually staying up and reaping a terrible toll, though. So once again, Loner pushed back. I don't know why he didn't kill that spine crawler. Literally, a nanosecond more of aggression would have done it. And now we see a counterattack all the way from Moonglade. And actually, Moonglade... He's going in there. You know what? He might even break this line. SCVs are holding it right now, but good positioning. Great defense there by Loner, limiting the angles of attack from Moonglade, but Moonglade is not giving it up. He is a dog with a bone right here.
Well, you have to see, if you actually look at the income count, Loner is still ahead in income.
It is equalizing, though. It is equalizing because he lost a bunch of SCVs, and that defense was so good. He's droning up right here, getting much more, almost equal now, 18-20. So right now, Moonglade has contained his opponent in his space, and he's forced Loner to actually bunker up and seal that particular gateway because he knows that he can't let the Zerglings in there. If he does, then it's going to be a massacre.
Well, down goes the scouting overlord from GLaDe. Oh, it doesn't go down. It flies.
Oh, nice. 23 HP left on that. Doesn't lose it. And that, of course, would have been critical because that would have supply blocked him. And it is a critical time in the game. You do not want to supply block right now. You don't want to have to throw away 100 minerals when you're behind in terms of your economy. Finally, Moonglade pulls ahead now. 23 harvesters to 22.
Well, you have to remember that almost every round he's behind Loner in economy count, and he won because he had slightly better decision-making skills, and also, you know, he was really aggressive. The reason why Zerg hates this map is because the Natra is so far away from the main base, which makes it really, really hard to defend. But, you know, he's gonna have speed now, and he's gonna go for Baneling. He's going to go for his, let me see, second guess. What do you hope? What units do you actually hope to see? Because so far we are looking at the same units for these 4 games.
Well, yeah, exactly. To bear in mind, if it ain't broke, don't fix it is the phrase that I would use. And right now, I have to say that I would call Moonglade being in a commanding position simply as a direct result of that early all-in failing not once but twice by his opponent Loner. And I think that, honestly, Moonglade's in a position he's comfortable with right now. He's going to have Speedlings up, he's going to have Banelings up, and we've seen how effective he can be with both. Whereas Loner is forced back into his base, which is not something Loner likes to do. He loves to apply the pressure. He loves to get aggressive. There's nothing worse than him just being stuck there, hiding behind a bunker. And finally, we actually see Loner going for the factory, so we could expect to see maybe some Hellions or something a little bit heavier coming up in the not-too-distant future.
Well, you have to remember, I mean, it's quite interesting to see how they decide to defend, because Loner is like, okay, you know what, Zerg is not going to get into my base unless he gets Mutalis, which by then I'll be ready for him by building an engineering bay and having missile turrets. And you can see the Zerg player, I mean, GLaDe, actually going for the Go expansion. He's like, okay, I think I'm able to have map controls by having this amount of speedlings around. I'm going to run them around. So I'm going to go for the Go expansion and try to get ahead in economy, because for the past few games, I have taken so much risk in investing in my army, but not really in my drone line. So you can have a look at the harvesters count now.
Yeah, harvesters count, and you'll see that Moonglade is way ahead, and he is feeling pretty good about himself right now. Finally, his economy pulling ahead of Loner in a pretty damn major way. You can see that Loner expands into the back of his base. Very nice, safe place to do it, as long as you can take out that selection of debris. And, you know, it is it's not as risky as I would, as I would claim on maybe another map. It's pretty damn good for Moonglade because he has that map control. He feels he can go for the gold, and he grabs it, and you can immediately see the difference right there, pulling in a huge amount of minerals and trying to equalize with the mule count of his opponent, because yeah, hey, we've got 2 mules down for Loner, and fourth one coming down. So that is a lot of minerals coming in at very high speed. The question is, what is he investing it in? He's got siege tanks on the way, whereas Moonglade, Mutalisk play, and of course the speed upgrade for Baneling.
Well, I kind of don't understand why he doesn't want to throw down $300 to actually take the expansion inside his base. I guess it's like, okay, if he does a drop there, it would be really hard for me to defend. And the thing is, he's kind of going for the most conventional build because he can't really scout right now. So he's going for Muta Baneling against the Terran player, which is, going for the first time that I have seen him going for Mag build, which is he has siege tanks. What do you think about that? He's like building.
That's unusual. I've never seen Loner actually do this, but to me, what that says is that Moonglade's amazing defense actually forced his opponent onto the back foot, because I don't think Loner really likes to play defensively like this. I haven't seen him play a lot, but from everything that I've seen in this series, Loner loves to get aggressive, and he is going for the Marine siege tank push, which, again, is an aggressive strategy, but not at this stage of the game. He is bottled in his base right now with full map control being in favor of the Zerg player. Double engineering bait is down. Missile turrets are... There's only one up, really, in the mineral line. In comes the harassment from the side right here for Moonglade. Looks to try and get into the mineral line. He can't do that right now, though. A lot of Marines available. Massive number, 41 in total for Loner.
Well, as you can see, he is going for Borrow. We might be seeing Borrow Bailings. I mean, that would be really interesting to see if he actually does that, because then Loner will be stepping on minefields. But you know what? I really like Loner's macroing style. He knows timing, and he's like, okay, I need this right now because I need to support my army. Okay, you know what? Now I'm gonna go for a mass tank, so I'm gonna want to go for a third expansion, but I need to find a way to defend it. But you can see, Glade is actually harassing with his Mutalis in the expansion right now, and here comes a couple of Marines to defend it, and there's gonna be missile turrets back. Glade knows that he's not gonna be able to take down this mineral line anytime soon, so he's gonna use the Mutalis in battles to try to catch the tanks out of positions and use his Speedlings and Banelings to go to go harass the Marines that, trying to catch him out of position. The most important thing about a Terran player, I guess, would be positioning.
Yeah, there's no question, because bear in mind, this army composition is good, but without medevacs, it's very immobile. You're relying an awful lot on a screen of Marines backed up by deployed siege tanks. So if you're going to respond to quick harassment, this is not an ideal setup. Let's be totally honest about that. You can stim the Marines, so you get a lot of mobility, and you're really great against Mutalisks, but if you don't have medevac support, then what you're basically doing there, every time you press that stim button, you are doing horrendous damage to your own forces. We see a massive morphing of Banelings from Moonglade coming up right here. He's got 32 Zerglings on the ground, 14 Banelings, 20 Mutalisks. That is such a massive number. Unbelievable. This Mutaling mix is going to come in, and it could be extremely dangerous. Oh, yeah, there you go, harassing the front line of Loner, and he goes all the way around. Can he take the tanks out? That's the critical thing. Inflicting the damage right here, trying to draw him out of position, doing a good job. He's all the way in the base. He's going to have to force Loner to pull back, and if Loner pulls back, then we know exactly what's coming in at the front right there. That factory is on fire right now. Huge harassment, massive factory goes down. Wow. That is not good at all.
Yeah, because if you have a look at the army count, they are pretty much even, but you have to remember that Muta Bailing versus Marine and Siege Tank, you have to be in good position. And if you look at Loner's map, he actually does not see anything on the map at all. If you look at his point of view, he's playing completely blind. Why do you think he's doing that?
Well, I'm surprised he's not using scan, honestly, but I have to say he's probably desperate to keep up with the harvester count of Moonglade, which is 73. This massive amount of harvesters. He is trying to keep up with that economy, so he's doing nothing but throwing down mule after mule after mule to try and make that happen. But if I am honest right now, Moonglade with that incredible map control, he even took a factory out as well, which is also limiting the number of Thors that could come out. Fall on it into the mineral line. Huge damage right here. Moonglade absolutely slaughtering them. And once again, abusing that lack of mobility. Those Marines are so heavily hurt right now by repeatedly stimming, and there are no medevacs on the field right now to deal with it.
Well, as you can see, Loner is actually going for +2 upgrade. His +2 upgrades are almost up for his Marines, but you can see that, with that amount of Mutalisks, once a Zerg player reaches a certain amount of Mutalisks, it's going to be really hard for the Terran players to defend. Even with missile turrets, you can build like, 3 missile turrets, but you have to remember that Mutalisk has splash damage. So, look at the tanks.
Oh my god.
Look at the tanks.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, look at those deployment, and they are so immobile, and right now, those Mutalisks have reign of the battlefield. They are destroying the economy of Loner. Loner is a full 28 harvesters behind. His economy is in tatters after now 3 successful harassment attempts from that flight of Mutalisks. Going in for the side once again. He cares not for your pitiful missile turrets. Look at that. A couple of shots is all it takes. So much damage, so much blood. Level 1 upgrade on the glaive rub. He's going backwards and forwards right now because he just has so much control. Thors are coming up, but once again, mobile army.
He has a 200-foot army, and looking at Loner's army, he only has a 150-foot army. He's like 50 army behind. How is he gonna how is he going to be able to defend against Glade army if Glade, you know, decides to push? I don't know why Glade's not pushing. He's probably like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to damage him as much as I can, and if he looks like he's going to choke, I'm going to go for the kill, which he can right now, I would say, because Loner...
Yeah, he needs to do it right now.
Loner is
Look
playing
at how much
blind.
money he's got.
Look at that, he's playing totally blind. I mean, I think he's nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. He has no idea. He has no idea what is coming in. He doesn't even know about those 2 other bases. You know, there is a phrase, it's like, bitches don't know about my gold mineral expansion. In this case, that is absolutely true. Once again, Flight and Mutalisks. There's 32 freaking Mutalisks on the field, folks. That is a huge number. I've never seen so many Mutalisks. That mineral, like, he could actually kill the CC. He goes for it. He takes it. Unbelievable. The main base of Loner just got gutted right there, and there's no way that Loner can respond to it.
Oh god, and he's going for the hive right now. Loner has to move out. He knows that if he doesn't move out, he's gonna lose it anyway. He's gonna pull everything off. I hope he brings like all his SCV to go and try to heal. Here comes a scan though.
Oh yeah, he sees it. Finally, he knows exactly what's coming. Big flight of Thor missiles straight into the middle of those Mutalisks. A couple go down. He is now finally starting to get aggressive because he has no other choice. His economy is in tatters right now. His army is not up to scratch. And in we go for the final encounter, folks. Massive surround right here. Banelings, Banelings, Banelings. Oh, it's good. It's very, very good. So, unbelievable. Huge amount of damage right there to Loner. The food count plummeting right here, and still in favor of Moonglade. Moonglade all the way back with all that money, straight back. 132 Zerglings currently spawning right here. Needs to defend though, needs to stop him from taking that down. In come the Mutalisks once again. Huge numbers of them. Melting, they're melting. There's nothing left. Loner has nothing left. Look at it. Good game, ladies and gentlemen. There you go! Unbelievable play there by Moonglade. Absolutely stunning.
Well, we have our winner of IEM Asia. It's Moonglade. He wins 3-2, right? Oh, wait, was it 3-2? Yeah, he wins 3-2.
3-1. 3-1.
Oh, 3-1, and it's... Oh my god.
3-1. A dominating play.
I
have never seen Mutalisks used in that way. Seriously, so many of them. Killing a command center in the main base? I have never seen that done. I'm sure it's happened before, but it is so very, very rare. Unbelievable play by Moonglade.
You have to remember that both of them don't really know how each other plays, so they are playing, you know, based on replays like they see of each other online, because they are playing on different regions, and you can see that Loner, I think he's a little bit surprised that this is the style that Glade is playing. Like, he's super aggressive, which is different from the Zergs that he normally meet in China and Taiwan servers. Oh, we got our winner! It's from SEA! I'm sorry guys, I'm not being biased, but you have to remember I'm from SEA, so I'm actually really happy right now. What do you think about all these games?
Unbelievable set of games, no question about that. And that last one absolutely took the cake. Just that kind of macro play, 132 Zerglings being spawned simultaneously. Have you ever seen so many? He literally replaced his food count in about 3 seconds flat after that massive engagement. Banelings from freaking nowhere. So many Banelings. Never has there been a more appropriate use of the term. And of course, 32 Mutalisks in the air, doing more damage than I've ever seen a Mutalisk do. Bear in mind, people say Mutalisks don't win games, but in this case, I have to say they really did.
Well, it's a really good game, but I would say Glade kind of played. He played really well in the last game. You have to give him that. And Loner, he was just being a little bit lazy, I guess. He didn't really want to scout at all. As you can see, he was playing blind, but he did really well. You know, he had to play a lot of games to actually come to the finals here. But you know, Glade is going to Germany to play in IEM. I'm like, ah.
There you go, folks. And he damn well deserves it. There is no question about that. Incredibly hard fought. Really well played by both guys there. But Moonglade coming out on top with some absolutely dominating economic play. And I've got to give props to Moonglade for not one but two amazing defenses against very powerful all-in approaches, very powerful pushes there early game from Loner. And it takes a special caliber of player to be able to deal with that.
Thank you for joining me, TV. You're super...
Absolutely, my pleasure and honor. to cast games of that caliber. Thank you very much for providing knowledge where mine absolutely fails. Thank you very much for that. You've done absolutely fantastic analysis there. So I hope everyone really got an awful lot out of that particular broadcast. I enjoyed the hell out of that, regardless of how early it is. I would like to go back to bed, but I can't. Too much adrenaline pumping through my veins right now. I think I'm going to go run 10 miles right now because I have to, just to tire myself out from that. Wonderful stuff, and what a great way to start the day.
All right, so we're gonna get off the stream right now, and TB, everybody in the SEA is super happy to hear you guys. You should come and join us sometime.
Absolutely. I'm surprised we didn't have latency issues, but I'll be honest, that works better than most of the other dual casts I've done, so we should definitely do that again sometime. Massive fan of that. And of course, if you missed any of the games, I believe we're both VODing this. Be up on my YouTube channel. Shameless plug, youtube.com/TotalHalibut for games from this series, as well as stuff that I cast last night from the Game Creds Invitational, all sorts of different stuff. And again, thank you very much to the guys over on the SEA for putting up with my terrible accent, because I'm sure you guys absolutely despise it.
Okay, and you can follow TotalBiscuit on Twitter at twitter.com/TotalBiscuit. Thank you for joining us today. IEM is going to Germany.
Indeed.
That's great. I need to get one of those. Where do you get that?
I'll get one shipped to you, no problem.
Okay, so I'll talk to you another time. Thank you.
See you next time, guys.